I think I see it too.
There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do.
Wait, let's go back to our discussion of, are card games board games? Let
Well,
me see what Google says.
yeah, look, what's the definition of board game? I would assume.
Modern card games usually have bespoke decks, often with a vast amount of cards. This type of game is generally regarded as part of the board game hobby. But that doesn't define it as a board game, right? Here's a Reddit post. Okay, because there's board games with cards, right? And would you
Yeah.
consider that a card game? But no, because the primary thing is a board game. Like Monopoly has cards, but the primary game doesn't revolve around like collecting. Well, I guess it is about collecting cards. Holy shit.
Well, no, it's more of bankrupting the other person. Like,
Right,
sure,
but I'm saying
cards
is
are
that,
there, but like,
but you're collecting the card, right? Like the physical thing. Or is that just such a, not symbolism of whatever, but
okay, so we
like
could.
if you were to take away cards from Monopoly, you can't play it.
Mm, sure.
So would you consider that a card game then?
No, because okay, take out the cards, but instead of the cards, have each property be represented by a little piece. Like,
Oh, okay, that's fair.
and then I think that would be like you could still play it without the cards. You know,
Okay. Okay, so I'm on a Reddit thread.
is it
Let
the
me
are
send it to you
card games considered board games thread from 5 years ago?
too. Yeah, exactly that one.
I just opened it
So
up.
the top, okay, top comment says, and this person says that it's not a subset. And then another comment says it is, just because board game is often used as shorthand for tabletop games.
Okay.
And a card game is technically a tabletop game,
Oh, I get it. Okay.
right?
See that? See, I like that definition. I think that definition makes sense. You know, I think that definition makes sense.
Oh, this is another one like Jenga. Is Jenga a board game? Right?
If we're
I,
saying
I,
it,
I'll, I'll,
I would agree. So, I mean, if we're going off of the tabletop game definition, just means anything that can be played on a tabletop, right? That's what I'm assuming they're referring to as a tabletop game?
yeah.
Okay, then then yes, I guess. But
Okay, but this is Reddit, right? That's
but I
the
mean,
definition.
you play Legos on a table, but Legos aren't a board game, and you
So does that
just like
make, well,
just like you can play cards on the floor or Monopoly on the floor. But like, I get what it's trying to get at.
right?
I'm just saying that
That definition is too broad, you think, or
I think it's like,
too narrow?
no, I guess it would be broad, but I think I'm just like, I think it makes sense within its own realm of what we consider tabletop game. Like, we just kind of know, you know, and the only one that we kind of
Okay,
don't know is, I guess, cards, because most other tabletop game tends to require some sort of board involved, hence the word board game. But then you have,
but
Jenga and cards.
they only created the board aspect of it is because to make it more portable, right? Like for example, the earliest example of board games are chess and checkers, and
Mhm.
those were played on the table because they would like paint. the the chessboard. We're calling it a chessboard
Oh.
now, but like the chess thing, they'll paint it or they'll decorate the table with it, and then they'll add the piece to it, right? So that's why they call it tabletop games.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Oh, that's a good
yeah,
question.
that's why. Yeah, no, that's why you think about cards, and it's you don't need a table to play cards. Well, maybe certain games, right? Like poker, right? Well, we don't even need a table to play poker.
Yeah. Ooh, I don't know.
Oh man,
I'm like scratching my head right now.
I know. Are we thinking too hard on this, or
I think
am I just
I think most people would consider card card games as a board game. I I think so.
personally? Personally, I do think so too.
Okay. Yeah,
Personally,
I think so as well.
but if someone comes up to me and say card games are not board games, and their argument is because you can play it not on a table and you don't need a board to play it, I can argue with them.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that there's an answer to this, or there's no answer to this, like the chicken and the egg or the hot dog? Is it a sandwich or not? No,
What? No,
those
the
kind of
hot
questions.
dog. Hot that there is an answer to that, okay?